Hi, everybody. I'm Avery Travis in for Bryan Mudd. A fan of South Plains politics, here's your talking points this week. The Senate has overwhelmingly passed its version of the Farm Bill, but it's very different than the one passed by the House. Can they come together to get a final version for our South Plains farmers? And a syndicated political cartoon posted in the paper is causing quite the stir and getting a reaction out of a few state leaders and law enforcement organizations, too.
From the studios of KMAC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Services.
Thanks for joining us this week, everybody. Right here in town, after a vote by you during the last election to abandon the Coliseum and Auditorium, Texas Tech is taking the reins, deciding the future of the venue and for the ABC Rodeo. And for now, the rodeo and Texas Tech have verbally agreed to keep the Coliseum up so it can be held there next year. But where it will be in 2020, well, no one knows yet. Texas Tech says they have big plans for the space, but another group in town has some big plans to build a venue to take its place. And to fund it, they want to increase some taxes. They're trying to get a hotel-motel tax on the November ballot. KMAC's Nicolette Perdomo shows us whose pocketbook that could affect.
A venue big enough to hold over 6,000 people. That's what this group is aiming for.
We don't have anything that would handle a large crowd. They've got, 1,000, 1,500. So what we're talking about is a venue that we don't have right now. That would take the place, if you will, of the Coliseum.
This multi-event center would host dirt events such as rodeos and monster truck shows and concerts. The group hopes to get a vote on the November ballot.
The City of Lubbock numbers that were as of April of 2018, a 2% increase would generate about $2.7 million a year.
The possible sports and community venue tax would increase the current visitors tax from 13 to 15%. A measure County Commissioner Patty Jones would support.
Just the fact that, again, and you reiterated, and I think that's something that will have to be reiterated all the way through, that this is not a property tax increase. We are not asking the citizens to take more money out of their pockets. This is for the visitors that come to Lubbock to pay for this facility.
There is still a lot of planning to be done. The design and total cost aren't clear yet.
We're going to be coming with a plan. We're going to be coming with an amount. We're going to be coming with the who, what, where, when in the next, hopefully, 30 to 45 days. Know that it'll be a focal point in Lubbock, and I think something that people can look at and drive by every day and be proud of it.
Nicolette Perdomo, KMAC News.
So here to break it all down for us is Lubbock County Commissioner for Precinct 1, Bill McKay. It's always so good to have you on.
Well, thanks for having me.
So with a proposal like this, what are the next steps for getting something like this on the ballot?
Well, we heard a presentation in Commissioner's Court on Monday by a business leader. It's a proposal for a venue tax that is not a Lubbock County property tax, but some business leaders, ag leaders, been talking about building an event center like this for many, many years. I think what happened with the Coliseum just kind of prompted them and kind of ramped them up, and the timing is great. So what they did was make a presentation to the Commissioner's Court, and whether it's an alcohol issue like we had several years ago, whether that petition, whether we were for it or against it, it doesn't matter. When they met the criteria, they had enough signatures, or like this situation, there's enough support, then we place it on the ballot for the voters to decide. And so we'll go through the process at the county to review the paperwork, to get it to submit it to the comptroller's office, and then as it moves forward, then the voters then would have the opportunity in November to vote for or against. And it's a 2% increase on the hotel tax, hotel motel tax. So again, it's not property tax related whatsoever. It's a visitor's tax, a venue tax, that these tax dollars go toward building this type of facility. And then it would not be county dollars or city tax dollars used to maintain. They've already worked on getting financial support to maintain the facility, selling naming rights, and so it is a private citizen, private business, private ag leader initiative. And it's not a Lubbock County or City of Lubbock issue.
And you mentioned that this has almost been in the works for a while. What's the response been like from the community that you've heard?
The response has been incredible. The number of folks that whether they show livestock or involved in rodeo or not, but just this kind of a facility that will bring folks into Lubbock, to bring visitors in. Probably one of the more critical things are the hotel motel folks, and they are supporting this. And I mean, they know their business better than I do. And so if they believe this will bring more folks into the hotels and motels of this community, then they're the folks that we want to listen to.
Now, turning now to the 4th of July holiday this upcoming week, obviously something we've been talking a lot about here on the news is our weather conditions. Been very dry. Those fireworks stands up and selling in the counties. What are some of those kind of major concerns from you guys in the Commissioner's Court? Well,
we implemented a burn ban some time ago just because of the obvious drought conditions. The governor implemented a burn ban, a disaster declaration. And so that's something within our purview to be able to do that. In terms of fireworks, we can only follow the law. We can't create new laws. And the law says that there's a certain criteria of drought that would enable the Commissioner's Court to ban the sale of fireworks. And we, as dry as we are, we have not met that criteria. So it would be illegal for us to have banned fireworks. And so we can encourage folks that they can't use public roads, don't get on public roads, whether county roads or state highways, or stay on private property out in the unincorporated areas of the county, and they can shoot their fireworks.
That may be shocking to some folks that we didn't, meet that criteria just with how dry it's been. Is there anything else you'd urge county residents or city residents if they're headed out to the county just to be extra careful?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the 4th of July. We all want to celebrate our freedom and enjoy the holiday, but please be safe. And again, there will be a ton of trash throughout this week and the weekend. And Lubbock County, we partner with a number of folks to get folks out picking up this trash. We use work release. We utilize, every asset and resource we can to get the trash picked up. Hopefully we will get down these main roads, but if people would just please clean their trash, because we'll have to come pick it up with our county road maintenance and work release guys. So please just keep the area clean and be safe.
If that's something that county residents are having a problem with, I know every year, we hear some complaints. Is there someone they should be able to reach out to? Is there a best way to go about maybe taking care of the problem, or is it just all hands on deck out in the county?
Well, I mean, if there's ever any kind of an issue of concern, call the Sheriff's Department. And if you're concerned about your safety or your friends or family, or there are things going on that's a concern, call the Sheriff's Department. I mean, they are the law enforcement for the rural parts of the county. And so if you got any concerns, call the Sheriff's Department, but just be safe and have fun.
All right, and you heard him, be safe and have fun. Commissioner Bill McKay, it's always so good to have you on. So that brings us straight to this week's poll question. Are you in favor of a hotel motel tax for visitors coming to Lubbock to help fund a new event center? Talk to us on our KMAC Facebook page and on everythinglubbock.com. Click on Talking Points and give us your opinion. Still ahead here on Talking Points, looking to Washington. It's been a tumultuous few weeks. We're going to be hearing from the ABC News Chief Political Director after the break.